more I listen to these liberals, the more I realize that they don't exist in objective reality. They keep trying to shoehorn their ideology as though they can actualize their utopia by force, when in reality, all they're doing is creating a parallel dystopia that only serves to enrich them.
Immigration experience is tough, even if you have the best version of it. And there's no doubt I had the best version of it. I had like Viacom lawyers.
Right.
At that point when I was with The Daily Show, then I finally got my citizenship in 2019, at the end of 2019. But I realized I thought about it every day. Somewhere at the back of my head was my immigration status. At no point was it not somewhere in my mind. And I have to remind myself now, with all these stories going on.
It's so hard.
It brings something out of you, right? It's there, that anxiety that I thought I'd moved past that day that I got my citizenship. I thought it would be gone then. Didn't feel that. Relief didn't feel enough.
I've had a sense of understanding a tiny bit that I empathize with immigrants who are going through the crisis right now, right?
There is no crisis.
Yep.
Yeah. And just of feeling hunted, like of feeling unsafe.
Nobody's being hunted.
Something could happen at any moment.
Nobody's being hunted.
For me, the hunting was, the consequences of that were nowhere near what they're suffering. But
I see what you mean.
But I've had that of, whether it's being recognized or paparazzi, or there's something, a feeling of unsafety wherever you are.
Yeah.
And probably a lot of women feel that in general. I'm not sure I'm making sense right now, but
no, I think you're making total sense. I think that idea of like attention being weaponized feels like there's a lot of crossover there.
The liberal reality is one of constant cognitive dissonance. Here's a man who openly admits he had the best lawyers, the smoothest process, the most privileged path to citizenship you could imagine, and yet years later, John Oliver is still anxious and talking about feeling hunted. Hunted by whom? Unless you're committing crimes. This is America, after all, not the UK where John came from, where people are literally being arrested for Facebook posts, and journalists like Tommy Robinson are jailed for covering issues the government once buried. In the United States, John Oliver is free to say things here that would have earned him a knock on the door, at minimum, back at his home. And yet, the narrative is one of persecution. Why is that? That's the broader problem. Democrats turn enforcement of immigration law into a moral horror story, recasting legal accountability as some form of oppression. This isn't about safety, folks. It's about using personal anecdotes to stoke fear, blur the lines between legal and illegal status, and erode the legitimacy of borders altogether, because in their worldview, the real threat isn't lawlessness. It's the existence of law and order itself. These people hate America. John Oliver, of all, he has made a career criticizing this country. And that's not to say that you cannot criticize America. Of course you can. That's what makes this country beautiful. The fact that you can criticize America without having somebody knocking at your door like in the UK. But the fact that this man has the audacity to make his entire career and had spent decades on network television criticizing America and making millions of dollars doing it, now claiming that he's fearful when his own home country, he couldn't do the same thing? Fearful of what, dude?